celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day as we speak truth about our nation's history. Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past.
Hey everybody, this is Jimmy Pockets, and I want to talk to you about Columbus Day and what Kamala Harris and them said. Well, they're calling it Indigenous Day, whatever. They pretty much paint Christopher Columbus as some kind of tyrant and how evil the people came from Europe over here to colonize this country. Now, even in Columbus's own writings of what they were doing and what they were going through at the time here when they first arrived, and they said that there was the tribes here, some were some of the most peaceful people they'd ever met, and others were so vicious that they were cannibals. They would eat the enemies that they fought. And when they won, if they won, they would eat the enemies. So they're cannibals. So you had some that were passive Indians, natives, whatever you want to call them, and some that were not. And this country, all these different tribes of these natives, they were always warring against each other. So it's not like Christopher Columbus landed on a continent and pretty much dominated and destroyed the tribes of this country. That's not what happened. He even wrote in his writings about, because he was very religious, and he forbid his crews from having any personal interaction with the women of the tribes. Not saying that probably didn't happen, because, you know, people are people. We have good and bad and all, but that was not the intent. And they were talking about making them slaves and stuff like that. I really haven't seen that in any of the writings, so I don't know exactly how they come to. Never even seen where they prove that to be true either. So I don't know. I don't believe that, because just for the simple fact that, you know, Columbus was a religious person, so he may or may not. I mean, at the different times, people, and they talk about coming over here and trying to genocide the tribes here. They kind of got that wrong. Now, they did bring diseases with them from Europe over to this new land, but people were acting like that was like, and they did that intentionally. You got to remember that they didn't have the knowledge of medicine and what causes or heals most things. So they didn't come over here to bring diseases and to commit genocide on the local natives. They just didn't have the knowledge of what they were doing, that they caused that, and they didn't do this on purpose. So you can't really blame a person or a group of people that come over to a new continent and bring something with them. They don't realize the consequences of that. So really saying that they come over here to commit genocide on purpose because of the diseases they brought with them, I mean, really, that's really disingenuous to say that. I mean, it's unfortunate that did happen, but that was not nobody's intentions. They come over here, those tribes were warring against each other. They made the passive tribes their friends, and they helped those tribes fight against these other tribes. And, you know, they talk about conquering. the world, especially at that time, they were barely civilized themselves in Europe. A very short period of time were they that civilized by the time they come over to here with Christopher Columbus. It was the mentality of the day back then. You're looking at your morality of what's right or wrong from today's standards. You can't do that because you wasn't there, and the standards, what they considered the moral thing to do, was a little different. And that's really, you can't hold them accountable, because today you wouldn't do that. And I guarantee you, if they were here and had the knowledge that we have today, they wouldn't do it either. So saying that, this is the greatest country the world has ever seen. And the reason why it's the greatest country that the world has ever seen is it starts with people like Christopher Columbus coming over here to colonize this country. Now, should they have treated, and this is beyond Christopher Columbus, this goes decades beyond Christopher Columbus when it comes to the Native Americans here and the white people that come over here from Europe. Should they have treated the natives better? Yes. But once again, we're judging that by the moralities of us today, not then. So, was it a good thing? No. But does that make this country a bad place to be? No, because as we've gone through the years, we've liberated and civilized, and for like personal civil liberties, we've helped other countries around the world. We've done more good for the world because of the way this country is. So, and that had to have happened by going through the history of this country, and eventually knowledge. The more knowledge you have, and you add sympathy with knowledge, that's what makes change. That's what got us through and ended slavery, because it was the people of this country that ended slavery, not somebody coming in and telling us that it was wrong. As time went on, people realized here that it was wrong and corrected it. I mean, you talk about over 600,000 people fought in the Civil War. 315,000 of those were from the North fighting against slavery. So this country, good or bad, has become the best country in the world for all things good. And can we do better now? Yes. Will we do better? I'm sure we will. Time will only tell. But to want to change Christopher Columbus Day to Indigenous Day, to me, is wrong. We can make another day for the Native Indians, because really they need to be respected for the culture that they are, that they was, and that they are today. They need to be respected. And I think we know that today. So maybe make another day for them. But they should leave Columbus Day alone. So I don't know how you feel. Give me your opinion. If you think I'm wrong, give me a comment. Tell me why I'm wrong. If I look into it and I'm wrong, I will correct it. Everything I say may not always, but the information that I have found, I give you the best accurate information that I know at the time. So if I'm wrong, let me know. I'm always up to correcting something, and I'll do it with some speed. I won't just do it like months down the road. I'll do it as soon as I see it and look into it and go down the path of knowledge. So, saying that, this channel's new. I hope to get better with this. I'm not used to just sitting and looking at a camera and talking about stuff, and as I get more comfortable with this, I want to give you my experiences in life of things, whether all things politics, all things personal, family, um, local and national and international. If you have a subject that you'd like me to talk about, give me a comment. But what I ask you right now is if you would please subscribe and give me a like if you want, share it. I mean, I don't know if I can get enough information you want to share, but share it if you would. And then I'll keep making these videos as I feel that something needs to be said. So if you'd like to see it on a constant basis, just give me a comment. You know, I'm going to do what I think is best, and what I think is best is the people who take the time to watch my videos. I take that seriously. So give me a comment, give me your opinion, and we'll take it from there. Until next time, though, this is Jimmy Pockets. I'm out of here.